Okay, so let's run through these principles. So as I said, these are the specific strategies that guide the values and goals. I'm sorry, the goals and values guide these. And research guides them too. Some of these things we've always had, we've always sort of known. For instance, a person-centered approach is really critical to say we have. And some have come about later. I can tell you, a person-centered approach is one of the originals. What do you think it means? Person-centered approach. I'm in recovery. I want help. And so, what are you going to be providing these services? What would it mean to provide this person-centered approach when working with me? Yes? Good. So it'll be individualized specifically for me. That it's not like you know of one service to help people so you can. But it also means I'm in control, right? If I come in and say, I want help with this, your response is not, nah, I think you should get help with this. Even if you think that. Right? So somebody stumbles into your office wasted. Say they want housing. You're like, don't you want help with your drinking problem? No. That's all I don't drink. So, the person-centered approach would be, okay, I'm going to help you with your housing problem as much as I can. Because I know that if you get stable housing, you might actually like me after that. Wow. You got stable housing. Awesome. Now maybe I can address it. You know? You were not going to get me to fix it by making me addressing what I didn't want. Maybe best bet is to work with the person on what they think they want. And maybe, even if they fell, you at least build those inroads with them. Build that therapeutic alliance. Have more of an influence when they are ready to kind of look. I would help them with housing. And if the problems with the medication end up interfering with getting housing, which is a good chance of that, right? You get them housing, they're renting your apartment and screaming in all hours of the night or throwing things against the other. So you help them, and then hopefully maybe it'll work out, right? Maybe they'll surprise you. And it's like, well, I didn't think they'd be able to manage this housing without being on meds, but it turned out they can. Might surprise you. Or they're going to fail, and hopefully you can step into that. You see the connection to what we were talking about with meds. This. Not always. Yeah. No, like when somebody is hospitalized and has Social Security, 2 weeks stuff. And then when they get out, 3 weeks for the most part, I know if it's short term, it's standard so well. Yeah, that's a Social Security. Like that's for people that haven't given like very low income. They get $800 a month. They'll go into prison or hospital state and they'll be suspended.
We get released that they don't have the right support after the prison. They become part of the cycle and do it.
Recidivism, yeah.
Right, and back in. It's like this time frame where they're incarcerated.
No, they certainly lose a lot of other stuff. Like food stamps, reapply. They might lose a housing voucher like Section 8. But Social Security is usually, I have not heard too many people having to reapply. It's very rare. Okay, so that's this person-centered approaches. When the person comes in, what they want to work on in front of you is generally what you're going to start with. Something else might be a better thing, you know, you might express that to them and they might shoot you down in which case, you know, hopefully you'll get back to it in some other way. And it's out. This is just the gold values in terms of gold on one piece of paper. So now we have partnership between service provider and service user. Who wants to take a stab at that one? Everybody's going to try to so you can hold out on me. These are the easier ones. Go to cat. Partnership between service provider and service user. Yes. So what might that look like? Give me an example of partnership. Yeah, I'm pushing it. Let's use the medication one, right? You're working with me. I don't want to take my medication. I would be partner with me. Would be fine. Sympathize. Try to understand where I'm coming from. Like, tell me why. What is it? You know, it comes back to what we talked about before. If it's like legitimate reasons, side effects, you're probably gonna want to see me off the medication too, right? Where if it was more like things you didn't really actually think related, you might try and do some education. But you're not just going to be telling them you should take it. That's not part of it. You know, so you try and get to see their side of things, see their point of view, empathize with them, and you know, just kind of everything you're recommending, you're doing it together, right? So, oh, you know, that sounds horrible. I wouldn't want to experience the side effects too. The non-partnership, like, you should go talk to the doctor about that. What would be a partnership? Yeah, but what would that look like? Not, it wouldn't look like you should go talk to them yourself. Partnership. What would it look like? No, I'm sticking with you. Yeah. You're sitting with me. You don't say, you agree with me, I should talk to the doctor, but you're not just going to send me off on myself. Your partner say, you know, you want to help with that. You know, you want to be communicating with the doctor. You want to go over and rehearse what you're going to say to the doctor. You know, he's going to try to help them. So that would be anything you would do with the person to help them. You know, up to including going with them. Right? But it's critical to kind of get this. It's like, some people might be fine and just be like, okay, I can go myself. You know, you don't have to come with me. But the fact that you offer is a nice gesture because there are a lot of people out there that aren't going to ask, but you actually do it. Partnership with family members and significant others. This one would be very similar. Yes. Yes, but how does the family fit in? So I'm providing services to Amanda. Amanda's got this family that's involved somehow. Did I say I'm providing services? Yeah. So how would I partner with the family? What would that look like? It's not her partner. These principles and goals and values are for us, practitioners, not for the people in the company. They're for things for us to do. So what does the partnership for us, service provider, look like? Yeah. So it might be telling family where they could get help to learn more about it. Yeah. Yes?
If you come to certain terms with them, if you more dependent certain goals, you can come to them. You kind of want the family working for themselves, do it for them, reverse the work.
If you got supportive family, yes. You want to be on the same page. You want the person in recovery to hear the same message from you. we got kids. It's like, you and the significant other on the same, always gotta be on the same page. I told my son the other day, he asked me something, I said, I'm like, just the word, he's 4. The word, you just want to notice now, it's going to be the same thing. Mommy and I agree on everything. Everything we agree on. So whenever I say, she says the same thing. Really? So it may not be possible to get that way with the family, but if this family is truly supportive and really has the person's best interests in mind, then that is such an hour. Let me give you an example. I was working at a group home. We had this woman, let's call her Lisa. And Lisa was an older woman, very few family members to speak of. I had a brother that lived in the area. So the brother would stop by every so often. And, you know, he was fine. He wasn't, I would say, a super ally in that. He didn't really understand mental illness. You know, they were both immigrants from Italy. So they sort of both kind of had a limited understanding of illness. But, you know, stuff he was supportive. You know, if she needed something, he would always be there. You know, relatively good partnership happening. So the woman had schizophrenia, and every once in a while would get very delusional and would like start refusing random things. I'm not signing these documents because you're with the FBI. And so we would work with her. You know, usually we could get by. It's like, okay, you don't want to sign. You don't have to today. You know, it's self-determination, right? If she really didn't want to sign, there were certain things where it's like, oh, yeah, sign these things. So when there was something really critical that would come up, we would, this happened, give Brother Tony a call. Brother Tony, how's it going? It's Derek from the group home. Where do you see your sisters live in? How's it going? Hey, just wanted to tell you how things are going here. You know, this is feeling great. This, and of course, we had a release. You know, confidentiality exists. She didn't want me talking with the brother, but she had given us permission to talk. Give Brother Tony a call, fill her in on his dear sister. And, oh, what do you know, Brother Tony? But we have this document that can explain what the document's for. And usually your sister is like, why are you signing it? She's having a hard day today. And, you know, she's not wanting to sign it. This and this and this are happening. If you need to talk to her, no problem there. Hang up the phone with me. I'm on the phone in the staff office. 5 seconds later, the other phone in the resident's house. This is oh, Brother Tony, how's it going? I've been telling you for a while. Back and forth. Come out. She's into the staff office. Happy as can be. Oh, we haven't talked to you on I don't know what Brother Tony was saying to her. Hopefully he wasn't threatening her. Sweet guy. But think about it. Think about people out here that have family, siblings. Don't those people know you pretty well? Dare I say it, maybe know you a little bit better than me, the psychiatric practitioner that works shifts in your house. Those people know the people you're working with. They can be allies. They know how to get through them. And sometimes to their detriment, they know how to push their buttons. But, you know, that's the skill in sort of being able to identify, like, you know, these people are really here, they're being supportive. You do have family that are not, right? You do have people that are not looking up for their best interests. And in that case, it's education as well with the person, right? They can see that. Partnership with family, really important. Utilization of peer supports. Okay. This one might be a little challenging. Who wants to try this one? All right. Yes. Okay. So that's like a more traditional definition of peer, which is understandable, but it actually is sort of a unique definition in the field. Yes.
And it's something like utilizing peer support groups or support groups that are here to focus on like everyone's attention and focus on everyone's problem to have a better outcome in the end.
Close. So if we think about practitioners or agencies that do psych rehab, utilizing peer supports, it's agencies, teams, mental health practitioners, governing bodies, associations, hire people in recovery to provide services to people. So that's what we mean by the term peer. Peer services are like somebody that's on a team, like say somebody works in a partial care program, that is actually in recovery themselves and providing services to their peers. Okay, so it's different than a professional. So, you know, I am sort of a both, right? I was working in a substance abuse facility. I am both professionally trained, but I'm also could be sort of functioning peer role because I have a lived experience. So peer support is utilizing people in recovery to provide services to people. Why is that a good thing? Or not? Yes?
If you relate to them and share their experiences and that help them through the process.
Yep, exactly. Not everyone. Some are fine talking to the professional or prefer the professional. Some would prefer the peer. So let's get them. All right, this one tripped people up, as evidenced by the quiz. Utilization of natural supports. What does this mean? Yes. Exactly. It ain't that hard. It's the same kinds of natural supports that occur in your life, right? Let's say you were trying to get here tonight and your car broke down. How would you work? How would you get here? You might call a friend and be like, hey, I'm stuck. Can you help me out? And if they're a good friend and they were available, they would, right? So we encourage this in the people we work with. Use your natural supports. Don't always rely on me, staff. Why? Yeah, right? We're preparing them for the future to say, that's not going to be here, what you do learn here, and then they can solve problems on their own with their own supports that occur in that community. That's a secondary direction, because that's what most of us would do. It's less said. All a friend, get a ride. Or if we were, you know, kicked out of the house for the night, you know, we call somebody because we need a place to stay. You know, there's people in our lives that we can hopefully. There are supports in our lives that we can rely on. It's like, really stuck for money. You know, I have one family member that, you know, natural supports. So this is the getting people to depend on other people just like any of us. Because when we do that, we feel more connected to our community. Think about when you get that call from Celeste, your friend, saying, hey, can I get a ride? She's a good friend. You want to help her out. You feel good after you help her out. It's like, now I know if I ever have a problem with my car, there's a good chance she's going to come. There's so much that goes on in that relationship between friends. You'll depend on somebody that you have just naturally occurring in the environment, in your community. And that does something for you. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I stopped. All right, so strengths focus. You have one. Strengths focus. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. You want to mention something about it?
You have to focus on the strengths rather than the weaknesses.
Right.
Encourage.
Why?
Because they have to be encouraged and the strength will encourage them so that they can.
Okay. Anyone else want to say anything about strengths focus? Well, think about if you would walk into a mental health center to get help. And there's two people that you could go to. Person on the left, you sit down, say, want to get help, there's blah, blah, blah. Person's like, okay, great. Let's talk about what you're awesome at first. They're like, oh, okay. Well, I'm pretty good at this. The person comes up with a plan for each base of strengths. And then let's say, all right, let's see how it goes with this other person. So the same person tell them the same thing. I have a problem with this. I need help with this. And they're like, well, you really need to get this fixed first. Where are you going to get it? And he said you have this going on too. Like, that's not good. It goes along with the optimism, right? But if you focus on people's deficits, they're not going to be as excited and enthusiastic about people's goals. But if you frame it from where they're strong, right? And everybody's got strengths, even the people that you can't stand. You're like, oh, I don't know, I can't even find a strength in this person. They're aggressive, and you know, they assaulted me last week. They're really a horrible human being. I wish they weren't in my program. But they are very good at advocating for themselves. Right there? Strong self-advocating. Other way of saying, you're not so nice. Yes? Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want somebody to do it. So I would bring it up maybe, and if you're like, I don't want to talk. At a later date, I might try and get some info as to why. I would recommend. But I'm not going to push any of these. The person tells me, I don't want to do that. Simple as that. It goes back to self-determination.
Kind of heard all sorts of key scenarios. What is it for the legal? What if they tell you something that they're doing something illegal?
Well, it depends, right? So there's certain things you have to report as well. Right?
So you do.
So if it's like a issue involving endangerment of a child, we have certain obligations we have to report this. That's pretty rough, but yeah, that's generally. Well, let me show you what it isn't, right? Let's say I have a person on my caseload that's prostituting herself to support her habit. Well, ops on her. You know, she's not a danger to herself or others. She's doing something illegal, and I'd rather she did, but adult. And that's different than, yeah, my girlfriend who, you know, has domestic abuse issues, is living in a family, you know, where there's a restraining order, you know, so there's certain things that you would have to face on, you know, taking herself to others, or certain things involving children, you know, restraining order. But if you're doing something illegal, you're not going to rattle them. Even if it is something like, you know, serious like that, you know. All right, focus on work and career development. We gotta move along here. So this one is like probably one that got added later. I don't know the history of the principles, but I would guess it was. So what if somebody's like, I don't want to work? Well, I have to respect conditions. Work. All right, you may not work on employment all day, something else, but you keep trying. You know, once in a while. Hey, what do you think about work? Oh, I can't work. Sure you could. You're strong in this, and this area. Oh my God, I was just optimistic. I used strength focus all in like 1 second. You gonna say something?
We basically knew that we had to know we heard a massive it was like 4 years old. They're singing water with them. Harbor and nothing. Then one day just said, oh, he was crying. Rich guy. No, I'm rich. I said, oh, really?
He said he wasn't.
No, it's not.
Good for him.
And I asked him what does he want to do. He loves crying. Wow. So that's where I need to be. mentally retarded. They keep me with me. So I was like, very fun. Knows what he's doing. So
You probably do great working in a little flower
Yeah,
shop or
flower shop,
volunteering.
I would
And he probably would be happy to do it, even if he does have to worry about it.
exactly.
How many people out there are freaking rich out of their brains still working? Right? They don't just stop working when we have enough money. Some do, but most don't. Why? What? Yes. Spending here works. You know that, but you get value, and not only do you derive it from yourself, but everyone around you. It's like an instant respect. Think about it. You're at some stupid party where you don't know them. You have to talk. Like, oh, how's it going? A random guy. What's the first thing you say? You did. Yeah. You told and if you don't have an answer for that, in between jobs, it's like I'm working on this, but you don't have a job. Just come out and say it. You know, and I might be fine with it. I don't care if you don't have a job or not. But the person themselves is like, yeah, no. Some might not, but there is a sense of almost obligation in our society that people that are able to work. And I am not able to change that. And I have seen the evidence that actually shows the amazing outcomes that occur with people with illness. Like going to work actually reduces people's days. So a lot of times we can act like, oh no, you can't work, you're sick and bad. If you get stressed out, you're gonna go back to the hospital. We don't want that, so we put this bubble wrap around you. But actually, putting them to work, assuming that it's they're able-bodied again, they want to do it, it's something that they're okay with doing, will actually improve many different outcomes. They'll feel more connected, they'll have a social role. I'm a worker. You know, I'm working in ShopRite, it sucks, but at least I'm working. Right? That's way better than when I tell people I don't have a job. Now that person has the opportunity to meet people not in the mental health system. I got coworkers that are friends. And wow, I got really good friends with one, and he's a natural support now. So if I ever struggle getting to work, I'm eating a ride. You can see what the world of work will do. Financial independence, obviously. So there's so much that work will do, and not enough that we're doing as practitioners to encourage it, because of this mentality of like, we're afraid of it. You're not going to work. You may not succeed, but are you really any worse off if you hadn't tried? A lot of times people learn something together. All right, assessments related to person-chosen goals and environments. I won't spend too much time on this, but assessing is basically, kind of seeing what people's needs are. And what this relates to is, let's assess people on the goals that they are talking to us about, right? So if I come in to your agency and I want a job, you're going to assess me on what? My job skills, Have you worked in the past? Are you able to, show up to places on time? Are you dependable? Etc. These are skills that I might assess to see if somebody is really high on these. It's like, yeah, you can work. Somebody is low and you need to build some skills. But what I'm not going to be doing is assessing them on their cooking skills or their ability to medicate themselves. And that happens too many times in this program. We do these global assessments where we assess everything under the sun. And really, they're only there for one thing. Let's assess them for something. Emphasis of goal-related skills training, resource development, and environmental modification. So we talked about my friend James at the stove last week. That's an example of environmental modification. This one really is like rehab in a nutshell. It's like when we have somebody that has a goal, we teach them skills, we link them to resources, I said it on day one, right? Or we modify the environment. So those are primarily ways we affect or help people. Integration of treatment and rehab. We talked about what is treatment versus what is rehab. People need both most of the time. So let's do both. And then ongoing, accessible, coordinated services. So ongoing, it doesn't stop, right? Accessible, people can get them if they want them. And coordinated, they work with the other services that the person is getting. This is harder than it looks, but it's very important. And then the last one, empirical orientation. Want to take a guess? Come on, if you get this one, you get a gold star. It doesn't mean anything, but yes. Yes. So what this means is the things that I'm doing to help the person have been shown by research to actually produce good outcomes, right? We're empirical, meaning based in research. You know, so I'm oriented, I know the things that have been proven by research. So many use them first, right? It's using services that have been research based. Okay. So let us now, any questions about the principles? Let me get back to quizzes. So nobody got 100, I would say. A couple of 90s. Okay, so let's go over these. So how good one's life is, objectively and subjectively. Talked about that at length today. Number, letter, C, quality of life, goal. Focusing on what people are good at. D, strengths focus. Challenging one's self-image based on reality and illness. A, recovery. Being respectful in all interactions. Yes, G, people being work. Behavioral rules for all members of the profession. E, for ethics. Hopefulness that rehab treatment will work. H, optimism. Working as an equal for those that you help. J, partnership. Making sure all services are working together. This is the one that people see trouble most. L, so it's ongoing, accessible, coordinated. The working together piece should have been. Promoting health in every way. I, wellness. Being a part of where you live is B. Community integration. So, if anyone has questions, let me know. But we just went over them all. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to read a little vignette. It might be hard to read, so I'll read it to you. Let me see. It's not too bad. So this is a little vignette, a scenario. Phan, P-H-A-N, is a 58-year-old Vietnamese male who came to the U.S. with family with
who came to the United States with several family members in 1975. For many years, he lived in a community in Louisiana that had a large Vietnamese population. There, he met and married a woman who was also from Vietnam. They had 3 children who are now adults. 2 years ago, he and his wife moved to San Diego, California for a business opportunity. Fan had difficulty adjusting to the move and also experienced marital problems, which caused Fan's wife to leave him and move in with Brent. Fan then began experiencing symptoms of depression and anxiety, for which he was eventually hospitalized. After discharge, he was referred to a psych rehab program. Fan speaks Vietnamese fluently and has some command of English. He has no biological family in San Diego and has been socially isolated since his wife's departure. He reports difficulty concentrating and sleeping, with frequent flashbacks to his life in Vietnam prior to his immigration to the United States. So, let us imagine, we're not doing those questions now. Let us imagine that Fan walks into the program that you work on service. Wants help. Doesn't know where to start. He knows he wants help. So here's what we're going to do. All right, we'll do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the back. The principal 5, 6, 7, 8. You're cleaning up, Christian and Celeste. 9, and I'll take the remaining ones. So look at the principal that you were assigned, and think about how you would help Fan as it relates to that principal. So I'll take one of mine to give you an example. I got, what was it, 10, 11, and 12? So what's number 10? Integration of treatment and rehabilitation services. So if I was working with Fan, I want to make sure that that principal being, held with, I would make sure that there wasn't just pharmacological recommendations, like, oh, you need all this help, I'm only going to recommend treatment, pills or, different types of testing. I'm going to integrate rehabilitation, and that might be one-on-one counseling, it might be groups, it might be, self-help type of program. I'm going to make sure that his recovery is involving whole. Okay? So just like how the principal will relate to the help that you need to provide. Any questions? Well, if I just said you just like do it singly, so you're going to work on it by yourself, you could ask me. If you have a partner, work with them. If not, ask me. Just take a couple of minutes, jot something down, how you would incorporate that principle into your meeting with Fan to get him the help he needs. All right? What? You're number 2. You guys are number 2. So what's that one? Okay. So you guys talk about, no. Yep, you're number 1. You're working with her. Yep, you 2 are working. Tables. Sorry. Fan comes in, crying about his wife, this family, okay. Yes, first trust me.
Really, person centered. One tool that might be helpful is yeah, listen to what they respect. Any questions? You're working along here. Okay, so he comes to you. He's got all these needs. How would you, as a practitioner, incorporate that into it?
I was thinking first, see how see his current situation and see how we can adjust and move forward from the hospitalization and or independent living if he was like comfortable with that.
Okay. So how is that? Which of those things? Here could be a resource, right? So you could say, there are certain resources. So you could break it down like these are the resources that are available to some. These are the skills that we need. So if he comes to you and says, "Oh, you don't have all these problems. You need to get me an apartment." You might say, "Well, I can certainly help you find an apartment," but what would the skill training be? It wouldn't be you doing all the calling, setting up things for him, right?
Probably like sit down together and discuss different resources that are available to him and maybe follow them up and find out what them up online and see what looks best with him, his financial needs and as well as environmental needs and the different community that he would like to be living in.
Yep. That's the environmental and the resources. The skills relate to the question I would ask is like, so what do you know about finding an apartment, right? So you would kind of assess for him like, does he actually do it? It's like, first I know I need to, I know I can find one on Craigslist, but I don't know how to use Craigslist. So that wouldn't just be like, oh, here's Craigslist, and link to that resource. It's not going to know how to use it.
Yeah.
So you got to do skill teaching there and be like, oh, let me show you how to use Craigslist because you might actually use this in the future for something else from one year. It's not you going on Craigslist and be like, I'll find you. That wouldn't be skill teaching. That would be doing it for them. So that's just an example right there. I don't want to think about things you can offer him or the resources, but get into the root, like what he knows, like does he know how to do things? Any gaps in that?
So like teaching us how to go about by getting to his like goals and everything. So So like teaching him how to.
Whatever it was, if he needed to use a computer to get to his goal, you would show him how to use a computer. Or let's say you didn't know how to do the skill. You know, let's say he wants a job, and the skill is he needs to be able to do a resume. You've never done a resume. You don't have to do it. Well, if you can't teach him the skill, you would then maybe link him to a resource that could. So don't always think like, I have to be the one to teach.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be a resource that you link to somebody else.
All right, can we get back together and wrap this up? Done? Yeah? I hope so. I'm ready to go home. Okay. Guess I don't have
All right, so I hope all of you little practitioners out there have recommended and thought about FAN, core FAN. So let's find out person-centered approach. How would we incorporate this into helping core FAN?
Okay, so to incorporate that, you really just need to let him know that you're there for them, for him. Everything should be like revolved around helping him in a way, or making him achieve his goals. With medication, if you think that can help, you could recommend it in a non-forceful way, but all ways keeping goals in mind. And if he doesn't want the medication, you might want to just like slowly incorporate that, or bring it up as something you think might help him achieve a certain goal, whether that's, I don't know, he had family in Louisiana or Louisiana, just like helping him integrate into the community more, feel more, maybe get a job and actually like his friends.
So it's all the things that he comes to you saying he wants to do, respecting them, and not, blowing them off if you don't think that they happen to be the most important things at the moment. It is honoring their respect, respecting their wishes and actually addressing the people. All right, number 2, partnership. What does partnership for you and FAN look like? Service providers, and he's the service user.
Okay, so it's fostering a positive connection.
Yes. So it's not just saying, well, you should do this, this, and this, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Very good way of putting it. So if I say I want to get a job, you might partner with me by saying, oh, great, there's an opening at McDonald's down the street. Let me know what you get. No, that's not partnering, right? We would talk to the person, be like, okay, I did hear about a job just down the street. If you're interested, and if they were, then you might say, what kind of help do you need? How can we partner? I'm not going to fill out the application for you, but we could go down, walk down together and get it. That would be an example of partnering. Or you got the application, you brought it here. That's great, but you don't know how to figure it out. Fill it out. So let's sit down and partner and do it together. You're right. And maybe if they can't, really instruct. You want them to do as much as they are able to. Great. Number 3, partnership with family and significant others. Ooh, but the family is the problem. So if that's what he wanted, right? Certainly not going to do it. Doesn't want to, shout. But if he is saying, how do you follow my wife, I want to fix things, you know, and you said, hey, would it be okay if we talk her and you sign a release? He said, yes. Great, yeah, you would want to use that person as a resource, at the very least for information, right? The person may be done with fan, right? And you may call and be like, listen, you know, I'll talk to you, but we're not getting back together. That's helpful information, right? You knowing that is going to help you help him. You know, you may not be able to partner with her if she doesn't want to be supported in his life, but getting on the same page with her, at least kind of find out like what's going on. You know, this his story, match her story, is going to help you. You know, yeah, you certainly do that. Or let's say there's no chance for the wife from happening again. Perhaps partnering with the family back in Louisiana that you was connected to. Peer supports. Yeah, so if you were working in an agency that had a peer on your staff, who's also going to cover themselves and the person don't come to talk to you might look like that. What if they happen to be Vietnamese too? Oh, even better, right? Because now they have the cultural connection. The person might not be like. What do you guys get? Oh, natural supports. What would you suggest for Stan? So you would want to try and help them get involved with like community activities. They would need natural support. What's that? And you might just start with finding out like what he has, right? Like what other supports out there. You know, what do you have? Oh, we know my neighbors is one person. Okay, great. That one. You know, are you happy with that situation? So I would start with assessing like what kind of natural supports they currently have. Are they interested in getting more? And then yeah, you would work. Like, okay, where do you see yourself doing what the goal is? Okay. In the back, focus on work and career development. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped that. Strength focus. Oh. Or you might, you know, make some other observations about it. It's like, wow, I'm really happy you were able to get into my office today. Like, oh, I think that you were able to find me and that you start that basis. Whatever strength you can find. Yeah, wow, it's awesome. I'm not aware of many other areas in this store together. And see if there are. And then I can help you, access them. Good. All right, you guys had to focus on your career. What did you tell Fan?
First we talked about kind of like first career goals and whether it's really understand whether it's goals and downfall and you outside. So we asked them what you enjoy most about your career.
Good.
Would you? And also find out whether if you enjoy working in California.
Right. So yeah, you would really be looking into that experience, right? And finding out what he gets out of it, what he doesn't like, if anything, what benefits can he get, what do you like about work? What really sucks about that job? And see if you can tie anything related to his strengths, his community there, his identity as a worker, to his current problems and how to get. Okay. You guys got number 8? Mm-hmm. All right. Assessments related to person chosen goals and environments.
I believe the number 8 goal, I won't go to 5 because they first of all, going through hardship. Now he's going to fight.
Yeah.
Saying like everybody else and family. No, they need to work on that connection.
Okay, so he comes to you and says, I want to work on building connections. So now it's your turn to assess it.
And so I started asking some good questions to see what the interests are, and after that, perhaps just see what's in the community that you can really start making that connection.
Oh, you mean you wouldn't assess him on his medication compliance skills? Because that's not what he wants to work on, right? You said he came in, he wants to work on developing relationships. You're going to assess him on how good his relationships are. Probably have some strengths, and he's probably going to have some weird things. Say, hey, how can we do this? How can we fix this? And that talk gets us into number 9, where you might do bold related skills training, resource development, or environmental modifications. And what say you to him about that?
Basically to see how we can get him to either have a job or be in housing. Basically, then teaching him skills of how to look for different resources that are available around him, like using a computer or finding a home by like trying to give him resources to like realtors or maybe like the website, certain website, and teach him how to use it.
So you find out what he wants to do, what's your goal, and then talk to him about how he sees himself able to achieve that goal. What are the steps that you see that you need to do to get a house or an apartment? And if there are steps that are challenging he doesn't know how to do, that might be the skill building, skills training. Oh, you don't know how to use Craigslist to find an apartment? I can show you how to do that. That's a skill, right? When you're not there anymore and he wants to find another apartment, you can do that if you taught him really well. So you might be skills teaching how to use the computer to find an apartment on Craigslist. Awesome skill for people to know. Or let's say you didn't actually know how to do that. It's like, I don't actually know, but I know there's a resource in the community that can help get that done. So I might refer them to that resource. So yeah, it's really finding out from them what they want to do and how they see themselves able to get to that. And then it comes down to 2 things. You're either teaching them skills to achieve that goal, or you're linking them to resources or modifying them. Okay, number 10, we talked about. Number 11, I would want to make sure Fan knew that my services are available as long as he needs them. I'm not going to cap him. Oh, I only get services for 6 months and you're shut up. Sorry. No, that's not how it works. They're ongoing. They're accessible. If he can't get to my office to meet me to get services, I'll come to him. I'll make my services accessible. Or we'll meet over the phone. However he wants to make it happen. And coordinated, meaning if he's okay with it, I'm going to make sure I'm in touch with his other service providers. Maybe check in with psychiatrists. Talk to, like we said, his family, he gives us permission, or his pharmacist, or whatever, to make sure everything is coordinated. And then empirical orientation, I'm going to be suggesting things that have been rooted in science and research that have shown the ability to produce some good outcomes. I'm not going to use interventions that have not been backed. So that's FAM. That's the goals, values, and principles. That's all I have. So you can leave. Have a good evening. Let's do this again. Did I mess one up?
Yeah.
Which one?
You don't want to see.
Oh, it's not L? All right. Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Of course we have a quiz next week. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I think
Sorry.
I have 2 kids, I gotta take trick or treating, so I gotta make arrangements.
I'll be missing my son in his dusty crop hopper outfit too, so
My son turns 4 next month.
it's a good time.